So let's go to 9/11. You're 14 years old. The event takes place. It happens. Um, you're watching the news and names come up. Osama bin Laden. Your last name is bin Laden. What are you thinking in that moment? What's your mother's reaction? What are your two older sisters' reaction when you see that event taking place?
So before all of that happens, and we haven't touched upon this yet, but people, or I mean, your viewers don't know this, but I am a total patriot at heart. Like, America after Switzerland is my second home. The love for America was passed on to me by my mother, who really valued what the country was built on. And she started taking me to the US 2 to 3 times a year from the age of 3, whenever I'd have school holidays. So by the time I reached 14 years old, America was my second home. So much so that, 2 years before 9/11, I had gotten a US flag on holiday in South Carolina, and it was, on my wall in my room. And I would get teased so much in school. I went to an international school here in Switzerland, and I'd get teased so much for being such a patriot, even though I didn't hold a US citizenship. And the day 9/11 happened, it was my second day in school. We just started classes again, and we're 6 hours ahead, right? So I came out of school, and the attacks had already happened, and my mom came to pick me up with my eldest sister in the car, and we rushed home. My other sister met us there, and we were all devastated. We were watching the news. I was sobbing uncontrollably. It felt that someone had attacked my home. And I was in utter shock and disbelief at what I was watching. And, just the sheer violence, and thinking of the people who were there and suffering. It was, I mean, everybody in the world remembers where they were that day and was shocked, by what happened. And that, completely is the same for me. And this special place that America has in my heart made it even more, horrible and devastating to me. And watching the news, what happened is that my mother, the moment the second plane hit, she knew, because as I had said, she'd been following, all the events leading up to that. And she knew he wasn't going to stop, but she never imagined it would, something like this or of this magnitude. Nobody could compute something like this would happen. But so the moment the second plane hit, she knew that our name was going to be linked, right? So after the initial, the first moments where we were just all grieving in front of the television, she, sat us down, the three of us, and told us, girls, brace yourselves, because your life is never going to be the same again. And a couple of hours later, that's when the name started circulating, and well, what she said happened, and
Did you go to school next day? And if you did, how did everybody react when they saw you? What did they say?
I went to school the next day, and people knew how much I loved America, because I was, quite well known in the school and quite popular. I was one of the star athletes of the school. And they knew how much America, means to me. And so they were very, very kind. They came to me asking me if I was okay. And people were very kind to me the next day and very lovely.
Wow, that's great to hear. Powerful, because they knew your true beliefs. Now, where did your mom get her belief system? Who passed down their belief system to your mom? Or did she have an inspiration? Did she read a book? Did she have somebody that inspired her?
Well, her mom, the way she was raised also by her mom, and she, I think, set a great example for her. But my mom was also very rebellious, from my understanding, also, growing up. And she always loved freedom. She has this streak, for freedom. And that's why, she really wanted to go to America. And then when she moved there with my father, almost immediately they met this lady, Mary Martha. And my mom talks a lot about her in the book, and she kind of became her second mom. She'd call her my American mom, Mary Martha. And so I think, these two women had a big impact in her life. And, although we didn't grow up with a religion, and my mother didn't grow up with a religion either. She saw my grandmother pray, in a synagogue, in a church, in a mosque. So that's how she was raised, and we weren't raised with a definite religion either growing up, the three of us, but very much with Judeo-Christian values. Yeah, the appreciation for the Western way and ideals is something that has, been present very much in both my mother's life and my life as well.